Am I live? People deluded. I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in. Sorry for the late review, people. Obviously, I'm still getting back into the swing of things myself with the new season. As you lot know, and you saw on Twitch, people, and I like that the club are now starting to show the games. Hopefully, it continues. Sadly, Arsenal against West Ham, where Arsenal fans are concerned, West Ham 6, Arsenal 1. Considering we just about saved our bacons and stayed in this division at under 23's level last season, I must admit it isn't the best way of starting, but I can't lie. I'm in mixed emotions because I mean, there's nothing to say in it. You lost 6-1. It's a terrible day at the office, but I do think there's lessons to be learned. I do think there's mitigating factors. Clearly, once again, we've got a very young under 23 side, and it's going to probably be a tough season. I love it because when you've got less to work with and stuff, there was a time where we had Dragomir, Willock, Josh De Silva, Dan Crowley, Marlon, and Ketty and Nelson, where there was a bag of players just at this level, which is a good thing. It makes us more competitive. It doesn't always make sure it transpires into the first team, and other players who also might be talented might not get opportunities. I would like us to add a bit of quality because you'd imagine Ben Cottrell is going to, and Zach Swanson, if I'm them and you're playing another season at 23s, which considering for Ben Cottrell, injuries, the only factor, he had a big injury, needs to go and play men's football. He's past this level now. Zach Swanson, again, for me, you got to look at the people around your age, go and make some progress. Now, yeah, man. We was always gonna be up against it. We're using a young squad, and our second year scholars, maybe even in the first years, if they develop, can do their thing. Obviously, Kiddo Taylor Hart was a second year scholar last year. He stepped up to this level full time. You've obviously got the likes of Amari, who again we lost 6-1. I probably think he was our best player on the pitch. Charlie Patino, Miguel Aziz, they're not second. Well, Aziz isn't a second year scholar, but you get the point. There's opportunities. I don't even think Aziz should be playing at this level. Again, hope he breaks into the first team come January. He might as well go out on loan because he's got a lot of things to learn, but he can, I think he can play at a higher level than this. But you get the point. It gives the Brooks, the Mon Louises, the Amaris, the Charlies, all of these younger sort of guys opportunities, and other people whose names I haven't said. West Ham have got a good academy. It's the home of football, as they say. In relation to their players, obviously they're allowed to call upon some talented players. Jamal Baptiste. They can call upon Ben Johnson, who I'm sure has been promoted to their first team. They've got the experienced Musaku at left back. You've got Connor Coventry, who's 21 years of age, significantly more experienced than what we've got. I think he had a loan spell at Lincoln. They called upon Yarmolenko and Lanzini and people of that. Obviously, Armstrong Okaflex came back to haunt us as well. So I don't want to use the experience thing as an excuse, but they did. That being said, we lost 6-1. You can't say you didn't deserve that because second half we was I don't want to say that I'm being very careful, but it was a bipolar performance because I actually feel for 20 odd minutes, even a goal down, I feel we was on it. I feel we had them in their own half. First 20 minutes, I think we was matching them. We were playing. Clearly, there's been some mandate to improve playing out from the back. I don't know if Kevin Betsy's installed that since coming into the role, but I did see us taking risks. And obviously, at times, you're going to get caught. All our goals could have been avoidable. The second half was shenanigans. But I liked the bravery I saw from people. There was obviously times we was pending our half. We had to give away a couple corners, a couple quote-unquote nervy moments. Off topic, is also lovely to see Patino playing in and staying fit. I think Brook would have learned a lesson today because, he had some experienced players to deal with on that left-hand side. And I did feel they were trying to overload his left, our right, their left with that. And the centre mids were peeling over, but he gave as good as he got. Amari physically seems to be coping with this level with ease, really. The young guy might got a run up front. He struggled a bit, but it's his first game for us, so he'll come good. As I said, looking at my notes, I think we had a very positive first 5 minutes in particular. It was knocking the ball around. We're playing well. Again, every goal we handed to them, and the first goal, again, I don't even want to go through all of them. I'm not going to, but the first goal we've handed to them, a regular theme of ours you got from that game. We were shooting ourselves in the foot. And as these lot try and become professional footballers, either here or elsewhere in the men's game, they've got to learn, game management. When you concede one, stop the rut. Sometimes when you're playing poorly and it's not your day, it's all about saving face and damage limitation. Damage limitation, man management, game management, managing themselves, not switching off. Again, you can't do that at this level. And I think that was a great opportunity for them to learn. Again, the likes of Lenzini, all of this, they were doing things faster than our boys could hope for. I think give credit to West Ham because they smelt blood, especially in that second half. They smelt blood and went for the kill. Like there was one incident, like I said, I can't even keep up. We've conceded one, then we've conceded again. Every goal was avoidable. There's a couple goals we've let They've developed it from nothing, from silly set pieces, getting caught in possession, getting caught out of possession, poor distribution, not holding on to the ball, just elementary mistakes that I can't lie, a lot of them shouldn't be making right now. But again, in a game like this, at this level, or playing with individuals that you got that they can call upon that aren't getting looks in the first team, in Yarmolenko, etc., you're going to be in problems. I did think Swanson was doing well in the first half. I did feel we troubled them on occasion in the first half. Like, there was a lovely incident. Aziz, Ben Cottrell, Amari, they all linked up very well. I think Amari tried to go for goal once when he should have squared it. But there was one time they all linked up. Brook, who I think needs to go forward a bit more, needs to develop a lot more going forward if he is to break into the first team. He's a very talented player, and I don't think there's much stopping him if everything happens. But he put one lovely ball into the box, low driven cross. Nobody's really attacking it. So there was half chances. And considering the dynamics at play, as I just said, I'm proud of my boys. I think we're holding it up. We're doing all right. Second half, what more can you say, man? Like I've said, everything went down the toilet. If I'm honest with you, it looked like young men against veterans. Really, like, you just have to watch the highlights. I can't lie, I was genuinely in disbelief the quality of goals. And you did start naturally. You're going to see a couple of heads drop. They tried to keep it going and whatnot. We did get a bit of change. Obviously, Aziz scores the penalty. If I remember rightly, Amari was brought down, and at least we mess up their clean sheet. But the standard we was conceding them goals, like I said, West Ham smelt blood. We couldn't, especially our defenders. Our defenders couldn't cope with that press because we was giving the ball away cheaply. People are not looking over our shoulder. Can't lie, our keeper also struggled. We was far too open on the counter attack as well. And like I said, it's a learning curve. These are young men, 16 to 18, couple around them ages there with a couple of sections. These are things I expect. It's about learning and building. And if you are to play at this level on a more regular basis, these are things we can't really do, people. Like I said, it's good for them to play against a couple of first teamers. There's a lot to learn, people. Like I said, if you lose 6-1, there's a lot you need to do on the training front. And I think our next game is against Crystal Palace, and they've got a good side at that level. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Did they not win their league? Bulk of their players won their league last year. I could be wrong. And Palace have a good academy. You see they've got a couple of talented players on the cusp of things. So we have to hold our L. 6-1. At least we mashed up their clean sheet, but there's a lot we can work upon. And especially if we're to have a better season than last, really. But as I said, it's always a lesson at this level. And to be fair, we put together moves better than the first team. Like I said, I'm seeing little 1-2s. I'm actually seeing our boys trust each other in possession. I actually think there's a lot our first team can learn from. But obviously, it's never nice to lose 6-1. A lot of lessons for our boys to learn. Like I said, elementary schoolboy-esque conceded goals. I think they're all better than that. The focus wasn't quite there. Very cheap. And obviously, it's fun at this level. But when you're playing in front of X amount of thousand, when there's 3 points, when there's manager pressure, when there's fans, a lot of them things are not going to fly. So is what it is. I did feel at times they didn't necessarily all understand the system, especially when the other team started to score. They didn't know, we played it looked like a back 3/5 at times to cope with them. It looked like, especially when we're chasing the game, individuals didn't quite know what to do. And again, a lot of them have not really been in situations like that. So as I said, there's a lot to learn, man. I think Amari, for me, probably the best one on the pitch. Is he's done all right as well. But, the players all need to change their thoughts. Sometimes it's good to like each other in possession and stuff, but we're playing it across our goal line. Like we're playing hospital passes. We're looking down and playing, blind passes into midfield. You can't afford to do that. You can get away with that at other levels. You need to be kind of cutting them things there out your game as you get older, because again, if that happens at first team level, certain players might not play again, but we move in it. Like I said, West Ham, congratulations. West Ham 6, Arsenal 1. That's all I've got to say on that note. Apologies for the delay in just a delay in my review, people. You all saw the game. I'm sure you've got your opinions. So on that, please make sure you're hitting the like button, you're commenting and subscribing. I think in particular, every defender that we have, especially the central defenders in Maziz, Rekic and Monlouise, I think there's a lot of lessons they could have, and the keeper could have learned from that game. Because there was one goal, we literally gave it to them. We got caught playing out from the back. It's over on the left-hand side. They've picked our pocket. Goal out of nothing. And especially as a defender, you can't afford to do things like that, or the team can't afford to do things. But we move, man. Like I said, a couple of these boys, especially Ben, probably need to pattern some first team moves somewhere on loan or whatever. I don't expect them to be here come the end of the transfer window or the loan window ends or whatever. But on that note, I know you've all got opinions, so please like, comment, subscribe. I know you all saw it. I'd love to hear your opinions. And most importantly, stay safe, people. DG.